Don't Break the Bank is an amazing game for grades 2 through 5, and it is completely free. The teacher does need to make a 3 by 3 grid with H over the first column for hundreds, T over the second column for tens, and O over the third column for ones, all on the top. One player will then roll a die 3 times, or roll 3 dice one time all at the same time, putting each number rolled in the top row of the boxes one at a time. They will do this 2 more times until each row is filled out with a 3-digit number, due to this grid being 9 by 9. The player will then add up all 3 digit numbers to find the total sum. If the total sum is over 1,000, the player loses automatically as they break the bank. If the sum is under 1,000, the player will write it down to remember it, and each player will go through this process to find their own sum and then figure out which player's sum is the closest to 1,000 without going over it. Whoever's the closest wins that round. Now, when applying my Math Games rubric to this game, it received a score of 4 on the Math Focus Criteria section. Don't Break the Bank's gameplay fully involves addition strategies and comparing numbers to see how close they are to 1,000, as well as understanding hundreds, tens, and ones places. This game fully relies on math concepts, making it an easy 4 on this section of the rubric. For the second criteria, engaging play, this game does receive a 3 or like it. I gave this game a 3 due to the suspense and challenge of trying to get a number under 1,000. It does keep kids quite engaged. It's kind of like a kid version of The Price is Right in a way with math. Students really want to keep trying to play and be the one who doesn't break the bank and be like the lucky one. However, there's not any extensive flashiness to the game, making it not as fun for certain students at times. Don't Break the Bank unfortunately receives a 1 on the rubric criteria for student choice, however. This game has a fun sense of challenge and suspense for a while. However, there is essentially no student choice involved, whether it be paths to take, characters to choose, or game strategy, or how to win. There's a clear set of rules and everything is up to chance, making this a game not a super strong suit for promoting student autonomy and choice in the classroom. For the fourth criteria section, easy to learn, this game earns definitely a 4. Don't Break the Bank is really easy to learn for students and teachers, with very simple instructions that students can pick up on very quickly, especially if you run it through with them once or twice. Not even twice, honestly, really just once. This makes it a very easily integrated game for classroom activities and assignments even. This game receives a beautiful 3 on the criteria classroom use as well. This is because while it does require just the grid sheets, pencils, and 3 dice, it does require the teacher to create these grids, print them out, possibly keep them laminated in order to be able to reuse them, or at the very least keep enough stocked for students to continually use and keep up on the stock once it starts running low. Therefore, teacher upkeep is necessary for this game, making it slightly inconvenient of a game to keep in the classroom, but not by too much, honestly. When this game scores were averaged, Don't Break the Bank received a total score of 3. I would highly recommend integrating this game into your classroom, as it's a really simple, fun, and competitive way to implement addition practice and place values too into a play-based learning strategy game. This game can be made into variations to work on 2-digit and even 4 or 5-digit numbers, making it accessible for grades 2 through 5. And you can't miss the fact that it's also a very much free game, which is very nice. So as long as you find it worth it to be the one to create these games, keep them stocked, or laminate them, I would really personally recommend implementing this into your classroom as a quick morning meeting activity or even as a fun game-based homework assignment to work on addition and place value to send home.